question again. Hi Dan, how is your sciatic nerve going?
Yeah, it's getting better every day. Trying to take it easy and not do anything to strain it any more than it already is. So, but it's getting better. The first few days where I was pretty much laid out, couldn't do a thing. So I was more or less dragging my leg around. And but yeah, it's better now. I just have a hard time sitting down, so I can stretch out.
And sleeping, are you okay when you lie down, or is that also giving you broken sleep?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't keep me awake or anything like that, so I'm able to stretch out nicely. So
that's good. You seem to be making reasonably good progress. You're hanging in there with the front of the fleet, so you must be doing okay. What's the weather like at the moment?
Well, it's nighttime for starters, but it's we're into the heavy trade winds, that's for sure. During the day, most of the time it's 25 knots breeze, and then there's these squalls that come through with an additional 5 or 10 knots of breeze, which is pretty challenging sometimes. So and that comes through at the night. Actually, just 10 minutes ago, one just hit me, so it's very likely one's going to hit me while we're speaking as well. So that's the wind. That's the wind, and then the waves are. I don't know. The swell is probably 3 or 4 meters, and then there's these other little waves on top, which are 4 or 6, like maybe 1.5 meters, would hit me and push the boat around a little bit. So it's a little challenging to keep it on track. That's for sure.
What do you do with the sails when the squalls come through? How do you reef down?
Yeah, well, depending on what I have up at the time, I basically front up spinnaker if I have a spinnaker up, or what have you, or to reef in the main if I have main up or something like that. I got to bring it down a little bit because it's overpowered. So.
What sort of rig do you run with most of the time? Are you still using your main a lot, or are you using twin head sails, or what are you using? What do you find most effective?
Yeah, well, it's a little variety of everything, depending on where the set of swell is coming from as well. Makes a big difference too in terms of what sails I have up. If it was just the wind alone, that wouldn't be as bad to deal with, that's for sure. But yeah, it's a combination of the quantum sails we have on board, Graham. Yeah, that's what I can tell you right now, that's for sure.
Yeah. So you use your main a fair bit, or do you run under head sails at sometimes?
Sorry, I missed that part.
Do you use your main a lot, or do you run under head sails some of the time?
I'm using the main a fair bit. Yeah, it's up and down. It's getting some use for sure. Yeah.
And how does the self-steering gear go when you're driving the boat hard?
Yeah, it's good. I have a sail mat, self-steering gear, and it's strangely enough, like I the boat across the Atlantic 2 summers ago, and honestly, I kind of forgot how to tune it properly and how to fly the wind vane. So it took me a little while to get all the settings again. I kind of forgot about all the little bits, right? So there's all these fine tuning. But it handles the waves quite well. There's a big squall right now. So yeah, I don't have to do much hand steering if I don't want to, and that worked out really well when I hurt my leg there with the sciatic nerve, because I couldn't sit out there to steer, right? So it basically took over, and I didn't touch it for 3 or 4 days. So yeah, it works. It works quite well.
Do you find you can go faster when you hand steer if you can carry a little bit more sail?
A little bit, only because you can anticipate the waves that are coming, especially the small ones that are coming at breeze to the big swell. So you can kind of anticipate that a little quicker than it can. It wants to react rather than it wants to react to the wave, the boat, rather than responding to it before it happens. So.
And the boat's directional stability is reasonably okay if you've got the sails balanced. Are you happy with the way the boat sails?
Yeah, the sail balance of the boat is fine. I've sailed this boat enough that I kind of have that sorted out in terms of the balance, for sure. Strangely enough, 2 summers ago I spent most of my time sailing upwind, so I really have that in tune. And now in the pre-qualifier and now the Transat, I haven't done much upwind sailing at all. so I had to learn a whole new skill set of downwind, more downwind sailing and some heavier breeze too. So it's all good learning. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's good. And have you managed to keep the boat dry inside, your bunk and the rest of the boat? What's it like down below?
Yeah, it's fairly dry. I mean, I made a mistake actually yesterday. I wanted to air out my pillows and a couple things, so I thought I'd tie them up close to where the hatch is and have the hatch open, and the breeze was blowing nicely, and it looked like a blue sky and whatever, and life was good. And a wave hit the side of the boat and splashed and covered my pillows and a bunch of bedding and a few things in salt water, so it was more my fault than anything. But other than that, from the other day, it's been pretty dry. I mean, it's I think in general boats are damp anyway, so it's not too bad actually. So.
Yeah, and I read earlier that you said you were getting an embarrassing amount of sleep and reading books, etc. Is that still the case, or are you finding yourself a bit more busy now?
Yeah, well, actually, before I hurt my leg there, pinched that nerve, so that was before then, so I was sleeping well and reading beforehand, and I've been reading even more because I've been kind of not being able to do a lot of things physically, so I've been reading lots and listening to lots of music and stuff like that, so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
even 3 or 4 of us have been chatting on WhatsApp amongst ourselves, the entrance and whatnot, so it's been fun keeping each other entertained and words of encouragement and stuff like that, and sharing music and sharing laughs, so it's been good.
That's great. Yeah, I've got WhatsApp as well, and I get messages from Popeye every now and again because we're old friends. He seems to be plodding along.
Ah, yes.
He's getting far.
Yeah, he's one of them. So, he's heading up north. I don't know if he's going to Bermuda or where he's going, but he's having some fun, that's for sure.
I asked him about that yesterday.
Yeah.
I said it would help if you pointed towards Antigua every now and again, but he said it was because of. he said he was going to try and angle down a bit more, but he would need to pole his headsail out to do so. But I don't know whether he's been attempting that yet.
I'm too sure, yeah. Him and I were just talking about his meal plan and his barbecue that he bought in Lanzarote, and he's barbecuing off the back of the boat. I'm like, gosh, Margary's probably fishing and eating all this nice fish and stuff. So.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of the eggs that he fried. But yeah, he's a bit of a character. And so,
yeah.
How's your water supply going? Are you managing your water supply well?
Oh yeah, I got lots of water. Yes. If it all goes well, I'll still have lots before. Yeah, I could probably dump some if I wanted to. I'll hang on to it. You never know. I might get parked outside 200 miles away from Antigua and you sit there for 4 days. Who knows? That's what happened last year, I think. So I'm good. Yeah, the boat is balanced. I got water where I need the water sitting, so it's not a hindrance to me right now. So.
Do you use the water just for cooking, or do you use it for other purposes like washing? Yes.
Use it for washing and cooking and drinking. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I banked on at least 4 liters a day. So.
Okay, that's a very That's a very standard sort of approach that the old pioneers used to say. They used to say 2 gallons a day, but the minimum would be half a gallon a day per person. But really, that's only for consumption. But what about your skin?
Sure.
How are you managing? Do you have any problems with your skin or other health issues besides the leg?
Sorry. You asked about the food?
No, your skin. Do you have any saltwater sores or any problem with your skin for not having freshwater washes?
No, that's all good. No, I don't know if there's salt sores or anything on my fingers, but I mean, they're just, I don't know, problems. I mean, other than some rope burn and a couple things like that, but no, I don't have much of a problem with that.
Do you take saltwater showers, or you just have a sponge bath with a bit of fresh water?
Just a sponge bath with fresh water, and that's it.
That's good. And what weather information are you getting? Are you looking at windy or any other? What systems do you have to check weather information?
Yeah, we've been using windy. Look, another squall here. We were using windy for the forecasts, and it's worked out pretty well, I think. Especially while right now everything's all set in, so there's nothing really to look at now. But windy. There was a sailboat with me last night for the whole night, but they didn't respond. I was going to ask them for some weather information, weather forecast, if they had an update on a forecast from windy or something like that, but they didn't even respond. So.
Yeah, okay. And what are you looking forward to most when you arrive in Antigua?
Maybe initially a cold beer, and then maybe some of their beautiful rum. But I love the island too. My family and I were there in 2018, so it'd be nice to explore the island again, get up on Shirley Heights and look down at the bay and see where our boats are and stuff like that. That'll be pretty unique. And I just like the atmosphere and the vibe of the island. It's really, really, really chill.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I've seen lots of photographs, and quite a few of my friends are old Caribbean hands. It does look a beautiful place. So have you noticed what condition the bottom of your boat is in? Do you have any weeds or barnacles on the boat?
Not that I'm aware of. There's a little bit of scum at the stern, which is like where the water line is. But honestly, I've been moving like 4 or 5 knots plus the whole time, so I haven't had a chance to even look underneath the boat or be worried about it or concerned because, I mean, if we were stopped, like no wind zone or something like that, I have a camera, so I can put the camera in the case and go and take a look and see what's going on. But I don't think I have any problems because 2 summers ago when Atlantic, when I pulled the boat out in port after sailing across the Atlantic, there was nothing on it. There wasn't even a scum or anything, so I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah, that's good. Probably because of the speeds that you're travelling keeps the bottom fairly clean. What sort of anti-fouling do you have on the bottom of the boat?
I have a comfort coat.
You have copper?
Yeah, so I applied comfort coat to it.
Okay, yeah, because Adam was telling me that he had copper coat as well, and he's fairly happy with it. I have heard.
Yeah.
I've heard you need to reactivate it every now and again with a scourer or a bit of sandpaper or something. But not
you can do one or both.
Yeah,
just to reactivate the copper again.
Yeah, just before you leave on a passage, I guess, would be the time to do it.
That's right. That's right, exactly. So
that's good.
yeah.
What about your energy consumption? Is that under control? No problems with power?
No, not a lot of problems. I did have one solar panel that failed. So I'm down to 100 watts of charge on the solar. So, but that's still sufficient for me. I run pretty lean anyway, so it gets me through the nights in terms of nav lights and AIS. And I use my Turk plotter sporadically, so it's pretty good. I'll have to do something in Antigua, either another new panel or repair this one, but no, it's all good.
Do you have an Echo Max?
Yeah, and the Echo Max too, yeah. We have that.
And do you leave both the AIS and the Echo Max switched on at night?
Yeah, they're on at night, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You'd have LED navigation lights, I guess, so you could leave them on.
Yeah. The masthead and then the deck lights as well.
Don was mentioning that he noticed that a lot of the entrants had very large chart plotters, which means that when they switched on, the screen would be using up a lot of power, whereas he used to use a tiny little one. But I guess if you switch it off and don't have it on all the time, that would conserve power. That's your approach?
Yeah, that's right. Especially the past couple of weeks, a week and a half or so, because we're basically heading west, and as long as I know, approximately what latitude we're at, I'm in good shape. So I flick it on every 3 or 4 hours, check RAM, but my self-steering vane, it's doing a great job, so I barely have to touch it anyways. A couple minor adjustments and off I go.
Yeah, so you don't use your autopilot at all?
Oh, the electric one?
Yeah.
No, not unless...
Yeah.
The electric autopilot? No.
Good. Yeah, well, if you got some people are not doing too well with their wind vanes, but you sound like you've got yours well and truly sorted.
Yeah. No, it's for 3,600 miles, so I know what it's all about. So I wasn't too concerned about the function of it or the reliability or its ability either. So it's a pretty solid unit.
Have you been taking sextant sights?
Yeah, I've been trying. I didn't get one in today because a squall came through right at the same time, 10 minutes to 12, and then it finished about 15 minutes after 12, so it didn't work out too well for me today. But yeah, I've been doing my best and practicing, and I'm not fluent with it, but I'm coming pretty close. So.
What is the cloud cover like? I noticed on Windy that there was a fair bit of cloud around at times. How is your cloud cover?
Yeah, well, like I said, today it's been cloudy off and on, so it didn't work out too well today. And then I think, the past couple of days there's been a fair bit, so it hasn't been great for solar and also doing the readings. So, but we'll keep trudging along with that. Yeah.
Good. And besides your solar panel, are there any other maintenance issues or gear failures?
No, just my body. Just me falling. It was just the issue. So, but that's just the way it goes, right? So, just so happened I landed on one of the main sheet blocks. That's what happened. So,
it's
just the way it goes.
That's what happened to Adam as well. He had a unexpected fall in the cockpit when the boat lurched. He fell the other way. You fell on your bottom and he fell on his chest.
So.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the followers?
Yeah, for sure. I would like to do a shout out to my lovely wife. Take her business at home. She's doing shares of the work while she's doing the reality stuff and I'm doing the not so reality stuff. And my two girls, Lauren and Julia, at home and at university as well. So I talk to them every day. So shout out to them. Love the girl. And to my students at Hammersholt High School, my buds in room S13, you know who you are. And also a special shout out to Miss Balka's class at Holy Cross School. They have been following along so intently to the whole race, and they've been picking their favorites. Yeah, they've been having a lot of fun with it. So shout out to them as well. So it's been great. All my friends and family, all the followers, all my sponsors, it's been such great support. Chat with a lot of people during the day, so it's been a lot of fun. Everyone and seeing their social media posts and stuff like that. And I'll get to respond to those posts once I get to Antigua because limited Facebook communication. It doesn't work all that great, so I'll get back to them real soon. So sail on, little bee.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, it'll look forward to seeing you arriving in Antigua soon. It's not going to be long now.
Yeah, I think early next week sometime, I guess, depending on how the winds fare out. But it should be soon.
Yeah.
I think if I look at my chart plotter right now, I'm just 1,000 nautical miles away from Antigua right now. So we're getting close.
That's good. Okay, well, thanks very much for the chat, Dan, and I look forward to continuing that conversations as you make your way around the world.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Cheers, bye.
Take it easy and not sort of do anything to strain it any more than it already is. So, but it's getting better. The first few days I was pretty much laid out, couldn't do a thing. So I was more or less dragging my leg around. And but yeah, it's just better now. I just have a hard time sitting down, so I can stretch out.
And sleeping, are you okay when you lie down, or is that also giving you broken sleep?
It's okay. Yeah, it doesn't keep me awake or anything like that, so maybe we'll stretch out nicely. So
that's good. You seem to be making reasonably good progress. You're hanging in there with the front of the fleet, so you must be doing okay. What's the weather like at the moment?
Well, it's nighttime for starters, but we're into the heavy trade winds, that's for sure. During the day, most of the time it's 25 knots breeze, and then there's these squalls that come through with an additional 5 or 10 knots of breeze, which is pretty challenging sometimes. So and that comes through at the night. Actually, just 10 minutes ago, one just hit me. So it's very likely one's going to hit me while we're speaking as well. So that's the wind. That's the wind, and then the waves are. I don't know. The swell is probably 3 or 4 meters, and then there's these other little waves on top, which are 4 or 6, like maybe 1.5 meters, would hit me and push the boat around a little bit. So it's a little challenging to keep it on track. That's for sure.
What do you do with the sails when the squalls come through? How do you reef down?